Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahilladzi hadana lihada wa ma kunna linahtadiya laula an hadana Allah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, inshallah tonight, 23 June 2012, this Saturday we continue our lecture on the book of Riyadh Shaliheen. And this week we reached chapter 23 in this book. Imam Nawawi named the chapter Bab fil amri bil ma'ruf wa nahyi 'anil munkar. Chapter about al-amru bil ma'ruf, to told people, to command people to perform al-ma'ruf, wa nahyi 'anil munkar, and also to avoid people from munkar. Right? So just to review, previously, last week, we discussed chapter 22 is about nasiha, chapter bab fin nasiha, about nasiha or advice. The important thing about nasiha is to understand that nasiha, what is nasiha? So nasiha in language basically means something pure. So this is nasiha. Okay. So in terms of the term, in Islamic term, nasiha is something came from our love to others, our love into other thing or towards others. So nasiha lillah means our action based on our love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So nasiha lillah means al-ikhlas lillah, ibadah lillah. Nasiha li kitabillah means to perform kitabullah, to protect kitabullah, to study kitabullah, to apply kitabullah. Nasiha li rasulillah, and also including nasiha to the leader of mu'min, to the leader of Muslim. This based on our love to them. Okay. So our nasiha, we explained previously, is by supporting them, following them as long as they are in the truth, they are on the truth things. But if they perform something wrong, then we need to give them correction in a good way. Okay? Correction in a good way. Okay? So from here, there is big difference between nasiha and insulting. Insult our brothers. So sometimes these two things, it's hard to differentiate. Sometimes you insult and you say, I give him nasiha. Okay, so basically, nasiha came from our love, not from our hate, not because we hate our brothers, but we love our brothers. Okay, so this is nasiha. Okay. One of the important hadith previously in the last chapter is hadith from Anas radhiyallahu anhu. From Anas radhiyallahu anhu, anin Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala, the Prophet Muhammad said, la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibbu li nafsi. This is important hadith related to nasiha and related to our love to others. This hadith say, la yu'minu ahadukum means someone didn't have a complete iman, a strong iman, until he loved to his brothers what he loved for himself. If he loves, of course we love something good for us, then he need also to love those things happen to his brothers. Okay, so this is iman. This is truly iman. And we need to teach this feeling. If we love something, if we love hidayah, if we love the ni'mah, the joy of reading Quran, then why don't you make also this joy happen to our friends? If you enjoy reading Quran, but then your friend cannot read Quran, so this problem. I mean, you need to make him able to read Quran, to enjoy reading Quran, to understand the teaching of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This kind of thing. Okay, so again, in the hadith, la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibbu li nafsi. Okay? Until he loved to his brothers what he loved to himself. Okay? So this is and this related also in this chapter. Okay? Related in this chapter. So to chapter 23, there are, as usual, Imam Nawawi give or quoted some verse from Quran. Among the verse, to relate with the previous, we took the first verses في Surah Topan verses 71. Allah SWT say, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. So mu'min among each other, me and you and all of the mu'min, everywhere, anywhere, from any country, from any different type of skin, maybe different type of hair. As long as they are mu'min, Allah SWT said, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. They will protect among them. They protect each other. This is mu'min. They are wali. Wali is someone who protects, someone who loves, someone who take care of each other. Okay? So this is among us. So if we are like this, then Allah SWT continue in this surah, يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. So the form of this love, the form of this wali, how we make this wali being truth, being in our daily life, is by performing يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. Same in the last chapter, Imam Nawawi quoted the first fi Surah Al-Hujurat, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. The mu'min, all of the mu'min, including women and men, ikhwah, they are brothers. And because they are brothers, they need to make nasiha each other. Because they are brothers, they need to make nasiha each other. This is the reason, the logic given by Imam Nawawi. In the chapter of nasiha, he quoted the verse which said, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. Why? Because if we are brothers, then we need to give nasiha each other. Of course, also by understanding that nasiha is our action based on our love. You love someone, then you give him nasiha. So this is nasiha. You give him something, you remind him. So this is nasiha. So again, same here in the chapter 23, to explain about al-amru bil ma'ruf wal nahyu anil munkar. Imam Nawawi quoted first fi Surah Al-Tawbah, wal mu'minuna wal mu'minat ba'duhum awliya'u ba'd. So mu'min among each other, they are wali to each other. They are protect each other. They are take care of each other. And how we take care of each other, how we protect each other, one of the important ways is by performing ya'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanhauna 'anil munkar. You told your brothers to do ma'ruf and you avoid your brothers to do munkar. So this is the best thing. Okay? So of course the target of reading this chapter is to motivate us to perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar, and then try to perform this. Okay? So the first point, if we understand that we are wali each other, as Allah SWT said, okay? Again Allah SWT said, wal mu'minuna wal mu'minat ba'duhum awliya'u ba'd. This thing we need to strengthen, that we are wali to each other. We protect each other. And please remember, we didn't only protect the one which we know. So this is also a problem. The problem sometimes we protect the one with only the same organization, same ideology, but you didn't protect others. So this is a problem. As long as they are mu'min, then we need to protect each other, because we are, as Allah said, wal mu'minuna wal mu'minat ba'duhum awliya'u ba'd. We are wali to each other. Okay? So we need to give al-amru bil ma'ruf here, to remind our brothers to do ma'ruf and to remind our brothers to not to do munkar. So from here we can see this al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar is also should be in the form of caring, in the form of love, in the form of rahmah. Not because we hate our brothers, then we say to him, don't drink khamr. This is not because of hate. This is because of our love to our brothers. Because we are wali each other. We need to take care of him. We need to care about him. Okay, so this is the first lessons from the Surah At-Tawbah verses 71. Yeah.
Sorry, can you explain the word wali? Can you explain it?
Wali is, I think, a little bit hard in English. Wali is like someone who take care of each other. Someone who take care. For instance, in our daily life, sometimes we use the word wali. That's wali of Hina is his brothers, for instance, his fathers. Wali of Hina, these young ladies, is his fathers. So his fathers, as wali of Hina, is the one who take care of Hina. He taking care of Hina. He makes sure that Hina, that no bad things happen to Hina, and only good things happen to Hina. So, but this is not only father to daughter, but it should be happen among us, because we are wali. Or maybe you have a good explanation.
There is one theory, al-wala'u lillah wal-bara'u lillah, some kind of so Muslims shall not, for example, lie to each other, cheat each other, deceive each other, do bad things to each other. This is not allowed.
Yes. So this is came from the principle of that we are wali to each other. We taking care. We do good things. If we cheat, of course, this is not the action of wali.
This especially also very important in politics. Because,
yes,
unfortunately, in our Muslim countries, one of the biggest problems we are facing right now, even, for example, even now, in like Arab Spring, Tunisia, Egypt, etc. The big fight now is between those who want to bring their society closer to Islam and lead them to Islam, and those who oppose it. So this is a big fight now going on.
This is okay. So just as example, the brother Raza is wali of his daughter. Can you imagine that brother Raza making cheat to his daughter? Can you imagine things like this? It's not. We cannot imagine. But why? Among Muslims, then we are cheat to each other. We are lie to each other. We are backstabbing to each other. So this is our homework as a Muslim. That we need to make this real. What Allah said, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. But our focus here is that one of the form of wali, that we are wali, is by performing al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. So if our brothers do something wrong, that we remind them, this is nahyu anil munkar. And if there is good things didn't perform by our brothers, we told them they need to do this ma'ruf. Okay? So this is the first the lessons from this verse. Fi surati Taubah, wal mu'minuna wal mu'minat ba'duhum awliya'u ba'din. And our brothers Lutfi said that these kind of things actually we read many times. But the problem is in the real life, we need to apply this. So we need to practice this. We need to practice the hadith that we said previously. If you love something good to yourself, then you should also love those things happen to your brothers. Okay? And again, the concept that we are wali to each other, that we really taking care of our brothers.
It's also some Al-Ankabut. I have 40. Maybe you can also use it. I have 40. Number 40 from Surah Al-Ankabut.
You can
مثل
decide.
الذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء كمثل العنكبوت اتخذت بيتا وإن أوهن الجنود
Hi.
وليت العنكبوت.
Okay, maybe the topic on wali more detail maybe. So the second hadith, the second verse, actually this verse give the first place by Imam Nawawi in his question. It's the famous verse في Surah Al-Imran. This is the famous verse. وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. So Allah SWT invite us. وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ. So be among you. So this is, it's like an invitation. وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ what? أُمَّةٌ, a group of people. Or what they are doing? يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. They calling people to al-khair, to good things, into this religion, okay? Into the teaching of this religion. So this is the first. Yad'u. So the scholar said yad'u is they explain people. وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. This is the next level. They command people to do or not to do. Okay, so this is the some ulama, some scholars explain. Yad'u is just to explain about the importance of giving zakat, giving alms. But yad'u is to tell them, to command them to perform zakat, and to remind them if they didn't perform zakat. Okay? وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. And in the end, Allah SWT said, وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. So this is the virtue. Allah SWT invite these people, invite all of us to be these people, and Allah SWT explain the virtue of these people. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Okay? So by reading this verse, we should be motivated to be this group of people, this ummah who play the role of يأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر. يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر. Okay, so we need to be motivated. Okay, so but for that, the scholars many times remind us, if you want to do al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar, that there are some criteria. There are some criteria they are explained. First, we need to know what is ma'ruf, what is munkar. So this is the first condition. If you want to be this group of people, the high level group, which Allah SWT explained about them, وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ, who have the glorious in dunya and akhirah. So we motivate, but then scholars remind us, if you want to do al-amru bil ma'ruf, there are some conditions. First, you need to know what is ma'ruf, what is munkar. Because you cannot perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar without knowing what is ma'ruf and what is munkar. Okay? So this is the first condition is knowledge, Islamic knowledge. We need to have the Islamic knowledge. Okay? We need to have the Islamic knowledge. And if you want to be this group of people, al-muflihun, then this should also motivate us to study about Islam, to study about the teaching of Islam. What is teach by Prophet Muhammad SAW? What is teach in Islam? We motivate. Why? Because we want to remind people. If we remind, we want that it is true from Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So scholars sometimes remind us, because if someone he told other people to do something which he think this is khair, but then this is not khair, so he bring problem. He didn't bring good things. If he avoids someone to do something, he said this is haram, but then this is not haram, said he also bring problem to other people. Okay? Because Allah SWT already made them free to do that, but he said this is haram, while this is not haram. because the lack of knowledge. So first we need to have the knowledge. The second thing, we need to know the condition. For instance, performing salah zuhur is wajib. So if your friend didn't perform salah to zuhur, you need to remind them. But before you perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar to your friend, you need to know that he is truly not performing zuhur. I mean, you need to know the condition about your friend. Is he performing zuhur or not? Okay? We need to make sure about this, about the condition, to avoid the fitna, to avoid the so on to our brothers. This will bring problems also in our brotherhood. Okay, so the second thing, we know about the Islamic teaching, something is good, something is wrong. Then the second thing, we need to know the condition. That before you say to your brothers about don't drink khamar, you need to assure that your brothers is drinking khamar. Because without assuring this, the problem is there will be some fitna, there will be some problems in our brotherhood. Okay, so there is important lesson from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One time, Prophet sallam performing khutbatul Jum'ah. Then one of the companions came, he late. Then came, and then he directly sit down. While among the ma'ruf in this religion, in the teaching of Islam, is salat tahiyatul masjid, to respect the mosque. Before he sit down, he need to, not wajibat, but this is something ma'ruf also, good in this religion. Okay? To perform salah 2 raka'at tahiyatul masjid. But what is performed by Prophet Muhammad? First he asks, have you prayed? As-salaita, have you prayed? While Prophet saw that this person came and then directly sit down. But still, to make things sure, Prophet asked him, have you prayed? Then this companion said, not yet. Then after that, Prophet said, Kum fasalli rak'atayn. Then get up and pray 2 rak'at. The point is, Prophet make assure the condition that these brothers haven't performed the prayer. Okay? So these things we need to take care. That we need to know the condition. Okay? We need to know the condition. Another thing about this al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar is to do this in a good way, or in a, some people say in a hikmah way, some people say in term of Arabic this is called arifq. How to say rifq in English? Softness. Arifq. To do things in a softness, not in a hardness. Right. So this is also important. Okay. Prophet ﷺ said in one of the hadiths, "Ma kana rifqu fi shay'in illa zana." If we perform something and we perform this by softness, in a soft way, then this thing will zana, will make our action beautiful, better. وَمَا يُنْزَعُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ إِلَّا شَانًا. And if we perform something without softness, then it will make our action worse. So this is the importance of arifq, or another Arabic term called lean. Please remember that Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when Allah SWT told him to came to Fir'aun, Allah SWT said, وَقُلْ لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. وَقُلَ لَهُ, because this is to Musa and to Harun. وَقُولَ لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. And when you came to Fir'aun, and you told Fir'aun about the teaching of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should came to Fir'aun with قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا, with soft words. Imagine, this is Fir'aun. Fir'aun, I mean the worst human being. That's why in the story of one of the Khalifa, when he performed something wrong, then one of the scholars at the time came to him and remind him with a bad way. So in spite of what he said is true, this Khalifa, if I'm not mistaken, this is Harun al-Rashid, then he said to his scholars, I didn't see that I am worse compared to Fir'aun. And I also didn't see that you are better compared to Musa. But why you say these words to me? You understand? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Musa to Fir'aun, Musa, great prophet. Fir'aun, the worst people, the worst human being. He said in one time that he is God. So the worst one. So Harun al-Rashid is a smart people also. When these scholars perform hard to him in a bad way, without rifq, without lean, then he said, I didn't see that I'm worse than Fir'aun. Of course, because Fir'aun is kufar. And I didn't see also that you're better than Musa. But why you perform this to me? While Allah SWT told Musa to say to Harun, وَقُولَ لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. So again, dear brothers in Islam, we need to use the good way. The good way. Al-hikmah, the way of hikmah, arif, softness, and also al-lean. Okay? So this is, sometimes we forget to do this. And then by performing this, we lose something important. As Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, مَا كَانَ رِفْقُ فِي شَيْءٍ إِلَّا زَانَ. If you perform something and you perform with a good way, then it will make what the action better, looks better, and the impact also, inshallah, will be better. Okay? So this we need to try, because this sometimes it is not good. This is not easy. Okay? It's not. But of course we don't need. It is not obligation to perform in a soft way anytime. Depends on the condition. Depends on the condition. It depends on the condition. Because in the other hadith, Prophet ﷺ performed with rudeness, in a hard way. Usually, this is performed to like close companion, somebody who already he should be understand, or Prophet ﷺ knows that he is ready for this action. So in one of the story, in one of the hadiths also mentioned in this chapter, one of the companion wearing a gold ring, and this is haram for men. They cannot wear gold ring. So how Prophet ﷺ the action of Prophet ﷺ to this companion? Did Prophet ﷺ say, "Oh brothers, this is not good," in a soft way? No. At that time, Prophet ﷺ directly took the ring and threw the ring. Maybe we think, oh, this is really rude, really hard. But that's Prophet ﷺ. This is the hikmah. This is the good way for that condition, for that person. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ took this diamond and then threw it. And what is the proof that this action is the best action? Friend of this companion, another companion, said to him, "Why did you take your ring? You can use it for other things. What is forbid for gold is to wear. If you want to sell and you give to your wife or to your to-be wife, not wife but to become wife, it is okay." So this friend said, "You can use your gold rings. The problem is wearing the gold ring, not taking the." But then this companion said, I never took something which already thrown by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. The scholars say the lessons given by Prophet sallallahu is correct. So this rudeness, this hardness is correct, because the lessons is given by this to this companion. So there is time to do with softness actually, and this is mostly in most condition we need to do it in a softness. Okay? But there is certain time maybe we need to do not in a softness.
This is tarbiyah, education.
Yeah. This is in tarbiyah. This is in the term of tarbiyah. There's many ways we can do. Okay? So sometimes we can perform like Pakistani, sometimes we can perform like Malaysia, so like Indonesia, sometimes we can perform like Tunisia, softness or hardness. So we need to perform the correct way in the correct condition. So again, this is hard. Okay, this is hard. That's why this is hidayah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to study this. Okay? We need to try this. Okay, again, we discussed about our motivation to perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. And if we want to perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar, again, we need to learn about the Islamic teaching. Because you cannot say something you didn't understand. You cannot say to people, please do this, but you're not sure why he should perform this. So Islamic knowledge, and also to know the condition. Okay? And also we add about the importance of rifq, the softness. Okay? Rifq, or in other words, the lean. Okay? Lean. And as we read the lessons from how Allah SWT told Musa to came to Fir'aun. Even to Fir'aun, Allah SWT said, وَقُولَ لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. Say to him in a good way, in a soft way. Okay? And another thing, some people think that if we perform al-amru bil ma'ruf and nahi anil munkar, if we remind our brothers, it will bring problem to our brotherhood. Understand? Good. Some people say, don't bother each other, so we are brothers. They mean if you keep reminding others about things, it will distract our brotherhood. It will make him far away from you. So this understanding is, the scholars say this is wrong. Because Islamic brotherhood is based on truth, based on al-haq. So there is no unity except on al-haq. So if we let our brothers go to any ways, it's impossible that we have the unity of Islam. Unity of Islam is only on the truth, based on the truth. That's why bringing people to the truth, this is the way to make the unity of Islam. And also if we see this verse, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ, this verse came after the verse when Allah said, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. So previously Allah said, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. So keep in the path of Allah SWT. Keep in the path of Allah SWT and join together in the path of Allah SWT. So if we want that this ummah become unity, so one of the way is by performing al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahyu anil munkar, not by avoiding al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahyu anil munkar. The point is, okay? Because some people, they think, for instance, I with brothers Gaddafi. Every time when he perform wrong, I remind him. He perform wrong, I remind him. Some people say this is not good action because you will make problem between Muslim. Some people think like that. So this is wrong. Because how can we make unity of Islam based on nothing? It should be based on Islam itself. It should be by bringing people to Islam. not by letting them performing others. Yes, our brothers, he drinking khamar is okay. Khamar is okay as long as we are friends. So this is wrong. This is not the Islamic unity. We need to tell him that khamar is haram. Yes, we need to remind him to perform salat, the obligated salat. Okay. Again, this is something, the misunderstanding of some people. Okay. So we need to perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar, and by performing this, inshallah, we will become become one of these good group. As Allah telah invite us, wal takum minkum ummah yad'una ilal khairi wa ya'muruna bil ma'rufi wa yanhauna 'anil munkar wa ulaika humul muflihun. Another verse quoted by Imam Nawawi is another maybe famous verse in Surah Al-Imran, kuntum khaira ummatin ukhrijat lin-nasi ta'muruna bil ma'rufi wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. So this verse explained that we are khaira ummah, the best ummah. Some scholars explain kuntum here is actually there is character we need to have if you want to be this khaira ummah, and the character is explained ta'muruna bil ma'rufi wa tanhauna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. So mashallah, when Allah SWT explained that we are Muslim is the best, then Allah SWT follow with the best, with the most important character. And the most important character is al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. Again, by understanding this, it is impossible to hold the unity of Islam, that this ummah become good by throwing al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. We need to do this. Okay, we need to do this. Okay, so some people say, one of the understandings said by Abu Hurairah about this, that we are khairu ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas, is the meaning is beyond. We are not only the best among people. So this is not the best among people. The best among people means we are here, and then we have some mathematical test, and then who's the best test? Who's the best score? This is the best score among those people. But here, khairu ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas is not only the best among them, but the best for the ummah, for the others. Do you feel the difference? They are not the best.
Sent to the people, actually.
Yes.
You were the best nation sent to the, or community sent to the humankind.
Yes. I mean, this is not only the best among them, but the best for the people. You bring good, you bring best thing to other people. So people say this, so this is the best in terms of contribution to others. Not only that you are better than others. Not only that in the term of mathematical understanding in the classroom, for instance, it's not that you are the best student who understand mathematics, but you are the best student who make other students understand mathematics. This explanation given by Abu Hurairah, you can see in the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. The ukhrijat lin-nas, we are not only the best, but we give the best to human being. And how can we give the best to human being? By doing al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahyu anil munkar. Explain to them about good, about the truth of Islam. Okay, so this verse is it's like that. To be a best ummah, then we need to perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahyu anil munkar. The next verse we'd like to quote it is the story about Allah SWT said in Surah Al-Ma'idah, "Lu'ina alladhina kafaru min bani Israel ala lisani Dawud wa Isa ibn Maryam." So Allah SWT insult. Lu'ina, what is the best English lu'in? Not only insult, it's worse than insulting. In terms of Arabic, it means they are far from.
He expelled them from paradise.
Yes, the lu'in,
He will not be admitted to paradise.
dilakna. And in Arabic explanation is being Allah SWT make them
Angry.
angry to them. Yes, Allah SWT angry to them. Why? So this is good information. Why? Why Allah SWT angry to some people? Why Allah SWT lu'in some people? Okay. So this important explanation in the continuation of the verses, bima asaw wa kanu ya'tadun, because of their wrong things they are performed. And the explanation is kanu la yatanahawna an munkarin fa'alu. Kanu la yatanahawna an munkarin fa'alu. They didn't remind each other about the mistake they performed.
Sins.
About the sins that they perform. This is the reason why Allah SWT insult them. Okay? كانوا لا يتناهون عن منكر فعلوه. Okay? So if we who think that we are khaira ummah, but then we behave like this, so maybe again Allah SWT will insult us. Okay? So if we want to be a good ummah, as explained in Sister Al-Imran, we need to have the character of good ummah, the best ummah. If we say that we are khaira ummah, but what we see in our environment is la yatanahawna an munkarin fa'alu, we didn't remind of other bad things performed by our brothers. He want to do anything, it's up to him. You want to do anything, up to him, as long as it doesn't bother me. It's Japanese style. As long as it didn't bother me, it's up to them. In this way, it's wrong. Because again, the verse is so clear. Allah SWT insult Bani Israel because la yatanahawna an munkarin fa'alu. They didn't remind each other about the sins they performed. Okay? So this is again explain to us the importance of performing al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. As we said again, in a good way, with hikmah, with rifq, with softness. Okay? So this is the condition of Bani Israel. Also, Imam Nawawi quoted the story fi surati Al-A'raf about Bani Israel. The story about the people near the sea. Here, Imam Nawawi quoted the end of this story. أنجينا الذين ينهون عن السوء وأخذنا الذين ظلموا بأداب بئيس بما كانوا يفسقون. So we saved the people who perform nahi anil munkar, who avoid others, who remind others not to do sins. Allah SWT saved them, and Allah SWT punished people who didn't remind others. What is the story? The story actually famous. There's a group of people, they're living near the sea. Then Allah SWT tests them. What is the test from Allah SWT? Allah SWT prohibit them to take fish on the day of Saturday. So for Saturday, Allah SWT forbid them to do fish. And because Allah SWT is the Rabbul Alameen, Allah SWT control everything. And if Allah SWT want to test them, and Allah SWT make the test good. How? Allah SWT made the fish.
Fishing.
The fish is so many on Saturday. The fish is so many on Saturday, even they can see the fish on the top of the water. I mean, in the water. It's like so easy to be taken. But it is only on the day of Saturday. And when it is Sunday, they cannot see the fish. They cannot find the fish. Subhanallah. Again, because Allah SWT is Rabbul Alameen. Allah SWT tests them. And Allah SWT can control anything, including the fish. So this is test from Allah SWT. From this, I'd like to remind me and all of us that this might happen to our daily life. We say, the problem is hard, except by doing haram. Yes, this is test from Allah SWT, yes. So we need to understand. Some people might be in the situation, for instance, I don't know, is it businessman or others? Is it impossible for me to have the good profit except by doing something haram? So we need to understand this is the test from Allah SWT. And this condition is so clear with this story. Allah SWT make the fish come on Saturday. In other day, no fish. So this is like same condition. Like same condition. So what they perform in Arabic term called hila. So they cheating to Allah SWT. So they put the net on Friday, and they took the net with the Sunday. Of course, actually, even they themselves knows this is cheating to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This is cheating to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So something wrong is happened in these people, and people divided into several groups, 3 groups. First, people who perform these wrong things. Second, people who didn't care. I mean, they keep silent. They know these people is performing wrong, but they keep silent. They didn't do al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. They just being silent. Maybe this is like most of us today. We see our brothers performing something wrong, but we keep silence. We say, this is their business, not my business. And another group, they perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. They remind this group of people. Okay? So these people who keep silent, they say to the third group who do action, they say, lima ta'iduna qawman Allahu muhlikum aw yu'adzibuhum adzaban shadida. Why? What for? You remind them. Why you need to remind these bad people that Allah SWT that Allah SWT will punish them? So it seems like logic. Why should we bother remind them? Allah SWT will punish them. This they say. And the third people say, what answer? They say that they perform this first. Ma'ziratan ila rabbikum wa la'allahum yattaqun. So these 2 things. Ma'ziratan. First, because this is command from Allah SWT. So they need to perform the command from Allah SWT. They need to remind them. Why? Basically, this is command from Allah SWT. Second, wa la'allahum yattaqun. They have also some hope that these brothers will understand, and then turn into better. So these 2 things. Performing the command of Allah SWT, and there is hope of change. Okay? And then in the end, as quoted by Imam Nawawi, Anjayna alladhina yanhawna ani su. Allah SWT saved these people, the third people who make action. Okay? And please remind that Allah SWT didn't explain. Did the action of the third people is success or no? But the point is, they do the amar ma'ruf nahi munkar. Maybe these people still doing the cheating, but the point is, these people performing nahi anil munkar. That's why Allah SWT saved them. Okay? So this is another important lessons, and we can see that this condition might happen to our daily life, to our community. Okay? So we can choose to be which group. To be the first group, people who perform the cheating itself, or the second group, people who keep silent, or the third group, people who make action, remind people. Okay? Remind people about the wrong things that they perform. Okay? And of course, the message of this chapter is to be the third group, to remind others, to do al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. And don't think that it is not your problem. It is your problem. It is your problem. Okay? It is your problem. That's why in one of the hadiths mentioned here, also famous hadith, Prophet ﷺ give explanation that if we live together in the community, it's like we live in the same boat, ship, the same ship. So some people stay in the top, some people stay in the down part of the ship. So in the down, people in the down part, in the bottom of the ship, when they need to take water, they come to the top. So they come through the second people. So in the bottom, people in the bottom say, why don't we make hole in our part of the ship? Why don't we make hole in our part of the ship? So this like the people who perform wrong in our community, and maybe we are in the people in the second deck. If we say that it's their problem, what will be happen? And then the ship will be sink, and we all together sink. So we need to remind them. We need to explain to them not to do their plan to make the hole in the bottom. The point is, again, it is our problem. Okay? It is our problem. When we found our Muslim brothers doing mistakes, then it is our problem. Then we need to remind them. Okay, I'd like to read. I'm looking for 2 hadiths at least. First, there are many hadiths actually in this chapter. So one of the hadiths, an Umm-al-Mu'minin, Hakim, or Hakam, Zainab binti Jahsh. This is from one of the wives of the Prophet Muhammad, Zainab binti Jahsh, radiallahu anha. She said, Anna Nabiya sallallahu dakhala alayha fazi'an, yaqul, that one time Prophet sallallahu came to her house, fazi'an, with frightened. Yaqul, and the Prophet sallallahu said, La ilaha illallah, wailul lil Arab min sharran qad iqtaraba. So he said that Arab people, or we are going to have big problem. Big problem will come to them. Futihatil yawma min radmi Ya'juj wa Ma'juj mithlu hadhi. He said that the wall which kept Ya'juj and Ma'juj already opened in this boat. So the point is, the big problem will come to the community. So the point is the question of Zainab. Zainab said to Prophet Sallallahu, Ya Rasulullah, anuhliku wa fina salihun. Ya Rasulullah, anuhliku wa fina salihun. So this is maybe the point of this hadith. Zainab said, O Rasulullah, will we be destroyed, or will we be punished, all of us, while among us there are good people among us? There are good people among us. Will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punish all of us while we see there are still very good people? We have still brothers who take Saturday night on mosque. It's good brothers. Other brothers take Saturday night on other days. Will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punish this ummah while we have some salihun? The Prophet said, نعم إذا كثر الخبث. Yes, if the sins or the wrong things is so many. Kathura means so significant in the community. So significant. Some scholars relate this in the last of the Surah Al-Hud. In the almost last of the Surah Al-Hud, verses 117, Allah SWT said, Surah Al-Hud, وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ لِيُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ لِيُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ. Allah SWT will never punish or destroy al-qura, some community, because of their dhulm, وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ, as long as the people in that community become muslihun. What is the question of Zainab? Zainab said, أَنُهْلَكُ وَفِينَا صَالِحُونَ. That's why some scholars say, if Zainab said in other ways, if Zainab said, أَنُهْلَكُ وَفِينَا مُصْلِحُونَ, then the answer will be no. The answer will be no. Based on the hadith, based on the Quran. وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ لِيُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ. Allah SWT didn't say وَأَهْلُهَا صَالِحُونَ, among them salihun. So we need to be muslihun. Muslihun means they try to do good things. They try to contribute to do good things, which is al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. It's the point, understand? So again, Zainab said, Anuhlaku wa fina salihun. Will Allah SWT punish us while we have salihun? Based on this surah, on the Surah Al-Hud, وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ لِيُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ. So scholars make difference between salih and muslih. Salih means they're only good for themselves. In this term, they're only good to themselves. They didn't care about others. They didn't care about others. As long as they can be good person, good Muslim, and then their brothers do other thing, it's not my business. They maybe say it like that. Okay? So some scholars, that's why they say, if Zainab said, Nuhlaku wa fina muslihun, then the answer will be no. So again, we need to be muslihun. Try to do islah by performing al-amr bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. Okay? And the last, to strengthen this point, there is good hadith from Abu Bakr. So this is an Abi Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu qala Ya ayuhan nas innakum taqra'una hadhihi al-ayat. O people, you read this verse. So maybe some people who think as long as I'm safe, so it is okay. It's not my business. They may be misunderstanding this verse. So Abu Bakr remind them. Abu Bakr said, O people, you read this verse. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu alaykum anfusakum la yadurrukum man dalla idha tadaytum. The first mean, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O people who you believe, alaykum anfusakum. Alaykum anfusakum means save yourself. Save yourself. La yadurrukum man dalla idha tadaytum. People who do wrong things will not make problem to you. La yadurrukum. So they will not bring problem to you idha tadaytum. As long as you have guidance. As long as you are on guidance. But how is the understanding of this verse? Is it means that as long as we are okay, then we didn't bother others? So Abu Bakr remind us, wa inni sami'tu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yaqul. Based on the understanding of this verse, I heard Prophet sallallahu say, inna nas idha ra'aw dhalim. People, if they say other people, if they saw other people performing something wrong, dhalim, injustice thing, falam ya'khudu ala yadayhi, and then he didn't do something to remind these people. What happened? Awshaka ayyummahumullahu bi'iqabin minhu. Then Allah SWT will punish them globally, all of them. People who do something wrong and people who being silent. All of them will be punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So again, the brothers in Islam, rahimakumullah, the point is of the chapter, of course, for us to revive the character of Islam, the character of Muslim community. We become khayra ummah. Why? Because we are ya'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanhawna 'anil munkar. Why Bani Israel is insulted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because they are la yatanahawna an munkarin fa'aluhu. They didn't bother about the mistakes performed by other people. Yeah.
So Allah did not insult, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not insult them, but he's angry at them. He was angry.
Yeah, Lo'ina means angry to Bani Israel. Lo'ina. In Indonesia maybe Lanat. Lanat. Lo'ina. Remember, Bani Israel is Lo'ina. Allah is angry to them because of their character. Because they keep silence about the mistakes performed happen in their community. And we Muslim characterize as a khaira ummah because we do something to the wrong things happen in our community. Yeah. So hopefully this will motivate us to become the group that Allah SWT invite us. Wal takum minkum ummah yad'una ila khairi wa ya'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanhauna 'anil munkar. Okay? Hopefully we can motivate ourselves, we can gather our brother to be this ummah, this group of people. And of course we should do this in hikmah, in a good way. Okay? In a good way. Don't destroy things, because it will be bring something wrong, something worse. Okay? So maybe that's lessons that we can discuss, we can study from this chapter. Hopefully useful for me and for all of you. Hopefully motivate us and become guidance for us to become people of muflihun, people who have glories in dunya and akhirah, because they perform al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. Alhamdulillah, hadana Allah wa iyyakum ajma'in. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.